Follow Sportsview London.
Sportsview London boxing news from the capital city. It would promoter Eddie Hearn. Ed, we've come a long way since the Emmanuel Leo debut at the O2 now.
Slightly.
Now an actual fighter on the cusp of becoming a world champion. How are you feeling about?
Nervous. He looks very big, Charles Martin. It's a real fight. You know that just by speaking to him. It's not. People. Joshua's 7-1, 8-1 on. It's a 50-50 fight, but if you get a chance to win the heavyweight world title on a 50-50 fight, in my opinion, you have to take it. We could have plodded along, we could have filled the O2, made a load of money, but life's about taking opportunities, and Anthony wanted to take this fight. We all agreed with him, and it's on.
Financially, getting Charles Martin over, is it a case of an investment for you, the amount it's cost you to get him over to what you...
It only reflects on Anthony Joshua's purse because it's the pot. So they're both going to earn a huge amount of money. They deserve it. If Joshua wins, it changes the face of British boxing forever. So that's what's on the line. It's not just big for Joshua and me and team, it's big for you. It's big for Sky, it's big for the sport, all around the world. So it's exciting, You live for events where your heart's beating out your chest and everything's on the line. We've got one next week, and what a start to the year. Quick Frampton in February, heavyweight world title in April. Although we're not involved, Canelo in May, Klitschko Fury maybe in May or June, Joshua's first defence in June, July. It's non-stop.
I spoke to Anthony's last fight at the press conference. I spoke to the legendary Michael Buffer, and I asked him about Anthony's status in America, and he sort of surprised me what he said. He said he should have more respect in America. Do you think the fact that if he does beat an American world champion in Charles Martin, he then goes to that side of the pond?
Yeah, I think we haven't signed a deal with an American broadcaster yet because we don't want to. This will be shown on a big network in America, and victory will make him, as I said, the hottest commodity in world boxing. So America will come. America is a tiny market compared to the UK in terms of boxing, and people sometimes listen to that and laugh and say, what's he talking about? But you look at the earnings of the big names compared to what people are earning in the States, it's on another level. You've got 2 or 3 fighters in the States that are earning crazy money. The rest are earning good money, but nowhere in the league of what you can earn in this country if you're, a top fighter. Whether that's Quick, Frampton, Joshua, Kell Brook, in pay-per-view fights. That's how it is. So our market is here. We focus on here. It doesn't mean we're not taking interest in America, but we're not blinded by the lights in America of Hollywood, where we deal with reality, and this market is particularly profitable.
Once upon a time, as a promoter, it was hard to sell tickets. It was hard for any promoter to sell tickets in London. You most definitely don't have that problem with this young man anymore.
We don't have that problem anymore with most of our shows, to be honest with you, which is refreshing. It's a sign of the growth in the sport, whether we're in Leeds, Liverpool, London, Hull. You're seeing Manchester, you're seeing 7, 8, 10, 20,000 next week on a regular basis. When did you see that before? When did you see that in America? So Joshua is a phenomenon. He's a phenomenon at the ticket office, he's a phenomenon at the box office, on Sky. He's on another level, and that's why we didn't have to take this fight. But we know what victory in this fight brings.
Regarding the official time for the sellout of the tickets, what
90 seconds.
90 seconds.
Yeah, we had pre-sale. We had Matchrrom Fight Pass, we had O2 pre-sale, we had AXS pre-sale, which was people who came last time, and we had general sale. So general sale went in 90 seconds, but you're talking like 6,000 tickets compared to what's gone over pre-sale. Fight Pass was 3,500, O2 was a couple of thousand, so the general response is a lot of fight fans have got their tickets, because I think pre-sale is much better suited to fight fans, and people are trying to buy tickets to resell them. It's just they see it as a chance to make a few quid. You're never going to stop people doing that unless there's a clampdown on resale of tickets. You off, mate?
Catch you soon, yeah?
Well done. Yeah, I'll speak to you. I think we've tried our best. We could have sold 80,000 for this fight, but it's in April, and it's going to be at the O2. Congratulations.
Does that frustrate you? Because I know I get frustrated when I see things like saying, why are they doing it in a 17,000 arena? What are you going to do? Box in the snow?
Yeah, I know, yeah. No, but listen, we could have gone outdoors and take a huge risk with whatever. And we have an edge at the O2 because it's familiar grounds for Anthony Joshua. So, you know, he's been there before. I think he has an edge being there. And that's important in these fights where they're so close.
I was ringside for the Dillian White fight. Saw your face on a monitor. You were at the bottom of the ramp watching Anthony Joshua, and you had a grin like a Cheshire cat. I always wanted to ask you what was going through your mind at that point. Taking all that.
Wow. I mean, I don't really. You know, people say to me, "Oh, it must have been unbelievable at Wembley when you done Froch Grove." I can't tell you one bit that I remember about that night, other than, you know, like. It's a surreal experience walking out of the fighter, you know, looking at the bottom of the stage. I remember him being at the stage and everything's, you know, so cloudy. I never stopped to turn around and go, wow, you know, which is maybe a regret. But even on that night, it's just, you know, first round, everyone's in the ring, it's a mass riot. Second round, Anthony gets wobbled. What's going on? Third round, it slows down, and then he knocks him out, and it's just, everything's just crazy. So it's just, you know, you live and breathe it, and you know, it's nothing really goes through my mind other than winning. You know, I love to win, and it doesn't matter whether that's playing football on a Sunday or in a boardroom. So I'm as competitive with these guys, and next week's a great example. Desperate for a Scott Quigg victory. Desperate, and that's why I'm so excited, because that's what life's all about.
Eddie Hearn, thank you for your time.
Cheers,
Much
mate.
appreciated.
Follow Sportsview London